if Islam wins is a stretch, you know. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know, obviously, he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling.
Bro, he hits mitts like a world champion boxer.
Yeah.
Bro, the guy
Yeah,
is clean.
crispy.
Clean.
Joe Rogan's surprised reaction to Ilia Topuria's intense training caught attention, while Conor McGregor has officially rejoined the USADA testing pool and wasted no time by teasing Topuria through altered images online. The UFC scene is heating up fast. Roman Sarukian has openly challenged Justin Gaethje, claiming he is avoiding the fight. On the other hand, Khabib Nurmagomedov has made it clear once again that he has no plans to return to competition. It is surprising. Stipe Miocic has quietly embraced a new role as a photographer, now working with the Cleveland Browns. A lot has happened recently, so here's a quick catch-up. Conor McGregor is officially back under testing, confirmed through several of his Instagram posts, including one showing a blood test being done on his yacht.
Things are going great. The White House, Dana White said, you and John Jones, that's a real deal.
I'm going home. I'm going to get the head down. I'm going to rest. They're testing me. I'm in the pool. I says, you always say, man, I thought that's what the pools are for, jumping in and out. But I'm back in the pool.
He shared a photo with the caption saying, "Blood tester on my yacht." In another picture, he revealed his shoulder with a bandage and added the words "blood from the shoulder." But that was only the beginning. He continued by posting an image of himself holding a urine sample with a caption claiming, "I piss excellence." After that, he uploaded a short video showing the same bandage still on his shoulder. Alongside the video, he mentioned it was from his first blood test and expressed excitement, saying he felt great and was in top shape. You could also hear some laughter in the background of the clip.
How do you think you would beat Ilia Topuria? I grab him by the scruff of the chest and slap that little nose off him, yeah? Little ding-dong of a thing he is, yeah? I'm f***ing Spanish. I'm in Marbella, bro, yeah? You little fool, I'll cave your head in. You little short-ass thick, I'll box your jaw in. On sight. I'm in Marbella, Spain, yeah? See what happens, yeah?
After confirming that he had started the testing process, McGregor shared an edited picture making fun of Ilia Topuria. The image showed Topuria's face placed onto McGregor's own body from one of his past UFC walkouts. The photo included McGregor's old mohawk hairstyle and his UFC outfit. He didn't write a caption, but added laughing emojis. So far, there has been no reply from Topuria. According to the rules, McGregor must stay in the testing pool for 6 months and give at least 2 clean samples before he can fight again.
Combat sport is big here in Spain. I'm not here for no reason, my man. Yeah.
Maybe Ilia Topuria.
Topuria, bum, slap him back, slap the head off him, no problem. No problemo. Slap him back to George.
He has not stepped into the octagon since July 2021, when he suffered a leg injury during his fight with Dustin Poirier. Meanwhile, Topuria has recently become a 2-division champion, and many fans have started comparing him to McGregor especially. Because of his striking skills and his rise at a similar age, McGregor's recent posts seem to be a response to those comparisons. In another surprising turn, Stipe Miocic has taken on a completely different role, and it is not related to coaching or commentary. The former UFC heavyweight champion is now working as a photographer and content creator for the Cleveland Browns in the NFL, after ending his MMA career in late 2024 following his long-awaited title bout against John Jones at UFC 309. He has swapped throwing punches for holding a camera.
Don't worry.
It's not dead yet.
It's lit. I thought you posted up.
His first appearance in this new role was as the Dog Pound captain, a symbolic but popular position during Browns home games. At first, it seemed like a hometown legend, just showing support and boosting fan energy. But shortly after, Miocic was seen working closely with the Browns media team. He was spotted behind the scenes using a full camera setup, helping direct shots and sharing ideas for creative content. The former UFC star had clearly stepped beyond just being a guest. He is now fully part of the content team.
He's had an incredible career, and you know, it doesn't diminish who he was at heavyweight and what he's accomplished here. You know, when you think about Stipe, he's made a lot of money. He's been a firefighter. He'll retire with his pension and all the things. Stipe is going to have a great life.
Maiosa confirmed the change himself during a Browns shoot while talking with star defensive player Myles Garrett. He introduced himself by saying he is now a content creator, and that is what he does. Fans have been loving the new role. Social media quickly lit up with comments like Stipe has the best life ever, and only he could go from UFC champion to Browns photographer in one lifetime. It is not something you see every day, a legendary MMA heavyweight walking the sidelines with a camera instead of wearing fight gloves, but for Maiosa, it somehow fits perfectly.
Every fight, I always think about retiring. Since it's my first fight, it's always been like that. And and here we are now. So
3 years ago, when you walked out of the Apex after the Francis Ngannou fight, what did you think was going to happen? What did you want to happen? Can you take us back to like that moment in your life and your career?
I honestly I didn't know what was going to happen.
He is not just taking photos either. Reports suggest that Maiosa is actively involved in planning content, organizing shoots, and even working closely with players, many of whom grew up watching him compete. In today's sports world, where social media and storytelling matter more than ever, his new role gives him real influence. He is combining his well-known name with real work behind the camera, not just showing up for promotional appearances. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan has once again stirred up the MMA world with his latest reaction. This time he responded to never-before-seen footage from Islam Makhachev's recent training camp and gave a direct warning aimed at Ilia Topuria. He said Makhachev is simply too dangerous right now. Rogan made the comment during a new podcast episode where he admitted he was both impressed and slightly concerned by what he saw. According to him, Makhachev is on a whole different level in terms of technique, athletic ability, and strength. If Topuria truly plans to move up to lightweight, he better be ready for what Rogan described as an all-out war.
Islam Makhachev is huge. I mean, that guy, how he makes 155 is, I don't understand it. Every time I stand next to him, I'm like,
Rogan described Makhachev's training with the phrase violent precision, highlighting how sharp and smooth his wrestling and movement looked, especially during live grappling sessions. He said Makhachev looked big, fast, and technically perfect, with everything coming together at the right time. Rogan then added a direct message to Ilia, saying he better be ready, clearly warning the featherweight champ that moving up to 155 pounds will be far from easy.
And last one from me. Earlier today, Islam Makhachev did an interview and said he's not ruling out coming back down to 155. But if it was up to you, would you rather fight him at 170 to get that third title, or would you be willing to fight him at 55 because that's the division that people say he might be the best at?
It would be much better for me to fight him in 170, and I will beat him and get the third title. That will be the best scenario for me.
This is not the first time Rogan has spoken about a potential matchup between Makhachev and Topuria. He has been one of the strongest supporters calling for the fight to happen. When some fans criticized Topuria for aiming at a lightweight title shot after defending his featherweight belt only once, Rogan dismissed their concerns, saying he does not care about that because Topuria is a superstar and the fight would sell well. For Rogan, it is less about who deserves it the most and more about the right timing, the fighting styles, and momentum. At this moment, Topuria has all those things working in his favor. Topuria is not backing down either. In a recent interview on Rogan's podcast that quickly gained over 1.4 million views in just one day, Topuria made his position very clear. He said he won't take any #1 contender fights and will only compete if it is for the title. This confidence has raised his profile, especially with newer UFC fans. However, some fighters and insiders have criticized him, believing he has not yet proven himself enough at lightweight.
Without fighting in 155? Without, no, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about, like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but the UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right.
But if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, of course.
One of the voices speaking out is Henry Cejudo, who emphasized that a title shot must be earned, not just given. He said that although Topuria is amazing, moving up to 155 pounds is different, and you cannot skip the line just because you had success at 145 pounds. Khabib Nurmagomedov shared a similar view but spoke more cautiously. He suggested that Makhachev's legacy should not be put at risk by facing lightweight challengers who are still unproven. Khabib said during a Q&A session in Dagestan that Islam is on his way to becoming one of the greatest and needs to face important fights.
Topuria is vacated, right? So that's the difference now is Topuria is saying, like, I'm no longer at that division. Like, I'm now at lightweight.
With the confidence from knocking out Holloway and Volkanovski back to back, he thinks that, hey, I can knock these guys out. But the only fight he's had at 55, he's gotten dropped by Jai Herbert. And then we've seen him get, like, out-muscled and out-wrestled by a couple guys at 45. I think Islam's just going to be way too big for him.
Ow! Meanwhile, the MMA community on Reddit noticed another part of Rogan's comments, focusing on size. Rogan often highlighted how big Islam looked during training, which brought back the debate about whether Makhachev is a weight bully. However, many fans pointed out that Makhachev recently weighed in almost exactly the same as Renato Moicano, with very little visible difference between them. Others think Rogan might be more impressed by Islam's overall presence and strength, rather than just his size.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Putting size aside, Rogan's main point remains clear. Makhachev is sharper than ever. After winning back-to-back fights against Volkanovski and building a strong legacy of dominance at 155 pounds, many consider him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC. For Topuria to challenge now is a bold move and could be historic if he succeeds, but it also carries big risks. Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan has grown tired of being overlooked. The lightweight contender is directly calling out Justin Gaethje, saying that Gaethje does not deserve a title shot unless he first defeats him. Tsarukyan, who was the backup fighter for the recent UFC 317 title bout, believes he is the rightful next challenger. But with Topuria exploring other opportunities and Gaethje pushing for his own shot, Tsarukyan is not staying silent. He has publicly put pressure on Gaethje, claiming he hasn't done enough to jump the queue.
First of all, by the way, Arman said yes to Gaethje. He said, meet me at this weight, and they said no.
Yeah.
So I feel like the internet doesn't give this guy the break that he deserves. Like, he never said no.
I think we're in today's society when it comes to mixed martial arts, it's okay for an athlete to say no. The reason why is because, one, this is a business and he's a professional athlete. Why is it wrong if an athlete says that, right? Now he's just now getting back into training and now he's going to fight.
It all began when Gaethje hinted that if he doesn't get a title shot soon, he might retire from the sport. Tsarukyan didn't back down. He fired back on X with a sharp response, saying, "Congratulations on an amazing career and enjoy your retirement." That comment grabbed attention not only because of its sarcasm, but also because of how confidently Tsarukyan dismissed Gaethje's claim to the top spot.
So no big bets from your own pockets?
No, I can put the bets. I can put like a $500,000 if he beat me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that.
Okay, so he's willing to make handshake bets.
If he wants to make that, so I'm down, and we can shake hand, fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000.
He hasn't stopped since then. In interviews and social media posts, Tsarukyan has emphasized that defeating Rafael Fiziev on short notice does not automatically earn Gaethje a title shot. It is just one fight. If Gaethje wants to prove himself, he should do it by facing Tsarukyan first.
You fight if you had a chance, who you want?
Of course I want Islam, but like right now, it makes sense to fight with Gage. Because he's coming. He just beat number 11 or 12 Fiziev. He doesn't deserve title fight. That's 100% because he lost just Holloway. Beat on short notice. He beat.
But Gaethje isn't the only fighter Tsarukyan is calling out. He has also suggested that Topuria is avoiding him. In a recent video, Tsarukyan posted a clip of himself chasing a duck to mock Topuria and imply that he is dodging. The true challenge in the division? The message was that although Topuria may be the champion, Sarukian sees him as someone who is picking easier opponents.
Seriously though, who do you think you'll be, the UFC will give you? I'm curious because there's a lot of guys.
I don't know. I think that they are going to try to push through Jesse. That's what I think. Or Patty. It's not in competition.
The tension grew even more when Topuria suggested that his first title defense might be against Giethja, or even Paddy Pimblett. This caused Tsar Yokin's team to push back strongly. They publicly questioned how someone like Pimblett, who has not faced a ranked contender, could be considered for a title shot. One of Sarokian's representatives said that if the UFC allows, it would show the sport is moving away from merit. Sarukian's team views Giethja as a more legitimate challenger than Pimblett, but only if Giethja faces Sarukian first, not in place of him.
Yeah, just one more for you, Justin. Obviously a super interesting time at lightweight right now, a lot going on. This fight will impact things too. Where do you feel you stand? I know you made it clear you wanted a title shot. Are you confident that's coming?
That's the fight that I want. Obviously I'm biased. I'm gonna fight for what I feel like I deserve. But he feels the same. She feels the same. We're all biased towards ourselves. It's me or Armin. I believe somebody has to fight him this year, and I think I'm in a better spot.
This pushback is part of Sarukian's strategy. He wants to secure a big fight not only to move up the rankings, but also to remove any reason the UFC might have to pass him over. He already has momentum after defeating Charles Oliveira in April. Now he aims to solidify his position by proving there are no doubts about him. Giethja, with his exciting fighting style and large fan base, is the perfect opponent. Sarukian understands that beating Giethja would not only confirm his claim, but also eliminate one of the UFC's fallback options for Topuria's next matchup.
It's me or Armin. I believe somebody has to fight him this year, and I think I'm in a better spot than Armin. So someone's gonna fight him. I hope it's MSG, New York City. I get to fight him, and then I get to defend it on the White House lawn. That's what I'm planning for.
The UFC's matchmaking can be unpredictable, but Sarukian is doing everything he can to shape the story. Gesta hasn't responded much yet, but Sarukian's message is firm. Don't expect a title shot until you get past him. Meanwhile, Khabib Nurmagomedov has finally addressed the question that has followed him since he retired in 2020. Will he ever return to fight? His answer remains a clear no, but this time his explanation was more personal and revealing than before. In a rare public appearance, Khabib told the media that the enormous amount of time and mental effort required to prepare for a top-level MMA comeback is something he is no longer willing to commit to.
Training multiple times a day since they were kids. Has that been a challenge for you, or has diving into the business world met that same need or a similar need?
No, it was very hard. It was very hard for me. Even now, it's still, it's like I cannot find someone where I can enjoy, like in training, and because only when I train, I feel good.
I know what it takes, Khabib said simply. It's not just about coming back for one fight. It means months of training camps, sacrifices, and being away from family. I don't want to live like that anymore. He added that he is happy with the legacy he has built and is enjoying life now by running his businesses, coaching fighters, and spending time with family. The undefeated former UFC lightweight champion seems determined to close the door on his fighting career for good. This statement is more than just another retirement announcement. It shows something deeper. Khabib isn't staying away from the cage because he lacks the desire to fight. Staying away because he respects the commitment and demands of the sport.
I enjoy with my time. Why I have to be stressed? For what? I am already UFC champion. I defend my title. I am undefeated. Of course, I want to just enjoy with all process. I don't want to be stressed. I enjoy with my hard work, with hard training, with my brothers, with my team, with everything what happen inside, outside the cage, and I just enjoy with it.
Khabib is not interested in doing things halfway. If he were to fight again, it would have to be as the same disciplined, fully committed athlete who dominated the division and retired with an undefeated record of 29-0. If that level of performance isn't possible right now, he prefers to remain retired. What makes this especially important is how different his approach is compared to many other fighters after retirement. Some say they are done, but keep dropping hints about returning. Others retire and come back multiple times. But Khabib has always been different. His retirement in 2020, announced shortly after the death of his father and lifelong coach Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, was both emotional and deeply principled. He promised his mother he would not fight without his father, and he has kept that promise.
Was Khabib's retirement too soon or at the right time?
Way too soon. I thought Khabib could have been fighting today, and there's a chance, because I mean, Islam is a bit of an extension of who he was. But to know them is to know that when his dad passed, it took a lot away from him. And so when he decided, I'm going to do something different, you know, mom's like, hey, you and your father started this journey together. I don't want you to do it without him. If he made that promise.
Since retiring, Khabib has found purpose beyond the cage. He has grown Eagle FC into a global MMA organization, guided fighters like Islam Makhachev to UFC Gold, and become one of the sport's most respected coaches. While he remains close to MMA, he is no longer tempted to compete. We understand. Why? It's not about his age. He is only 36, but about motivation and hunger. I said, right now I don't have that hunger to fight. I have other goals. This honesty has earned respect from fans and fighters alike. Many admire how Khabib chose to retire at his peak and move forward without regret. He has also shown that it is possible to influence the sport from outside the cage.
If your mother said, dear Habib, boy, I want you to be 30 and old, will you do it?
First of all, I don't think she's gonna say. I don't think she know about 29 and all.
She doesn't know.
Maybe she know, but she don't care about this.
Khabib's guidance of Islam Makhachev's rise to champion has kept his legacy alive in a new way. But for those still hoping for a last-minute comeback fight, maybe a showdown with Islam, or a return to face fighters like Charles Oliveira, or even Conor McGregor, Khabib has effectively closed that door. It's now clear he's not coming back, not because he can't, but because he respects the commitment it would require. He knows that the version of himself who gave everything has already achieved all his goals. What do you think about everything happening in the MMA world right now? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.